Hi, this is Adam Blair. I'm the executive editor at Retail TouchPoints. Welcome to TouchPoints TV. I'm here with Brad Fick, who is the president of DirectSource here at the NRF 2017 Big Show. And Brad, we're really happy to have you talk to us. I understand this is the 25th anniversary of DirectSource, so that's a great accomplishment. I wanted to congratulate you on that, and also ask you, in 2017, what are you seeing in terms of what retailers are doing differently in terms of engaging the customer in the physical store?
Many of our clients are, they originally took their first stab at omni-channel, and purchase online, pick up at store, or whatever the case may be, depending on the mix they wanted. I really see that going into 2017, they're truly focused on making it even more seamless than it's ever been before. They want to, when it comes to like unified commerce, they want to make sure when that client comes in, there's no excuses at all, whether the client shopped online, used their phone, or purchased something in the store, that it seems like it's just as easy and as convenient as possible, which has not really been the past. It's always been kind of choppy, would be a polite way to put it. So I see that they're really trying to improve upon that. I also see that they are trying to move away from centralized point of sale more than ever, and moving to, and I don't even want to call it self-checkout because it's doing it such a disservice, but they're just moving to where the consumer can at any moment finalize their transaction anywhere in the store, and without any assistance, and be out the door. And I see them starting to make some great strides finally there in the Tier 1 space. Okay. All right, and that's not the Apple Store experience, because in the Apple Store experience, by and large, you need an Apple employee to help you, a team member to help you. And they really are gearing it towards the consumer that comes in the door, finds something, takes care of the transaction, and walks out the door without even going to point of sale. So it's been fun to work on those projects.
Well, and let's drill down a little bit into some of those new tools that the retailers are either they're using or they're evaluating. So self-service kiosks, or the more interactive displays, or even the smart dressing rooms. How do those fit into that customer experience that you were just talking about?
Originally those were like separate technologies they were looking at, smart dressing room and customer interactive and then somewhat self-checkout, but using customer interactive. And as I said, they're moving away from self-checkout, and especially that terminology. I've seen really in 2017 and moving forward, that's becoming very seamless. They're using the same type of technology. They're just able to move it anywhere inside the store, and they're able to take whatever additional capabilities that technology needs, like scanning or payment or whatever, and the store personnel can actually snap it on themselves. And so they can personalize the technology inside the store, and they can move the technology around inside the store more freely than ever been before. And that's getting back to accommodating that shopper that comes in that really doesn't want a lot of assistance, wants to spend more of their time enjoying the store experience and finding what they're looking for, and then in a seamless way completing their own transaction and getting out the door. And I want to be cautious to say that it's making self-checkout obsolete, but it's definitely taking it to a whole new level.
When we're talking about digital marketing, what are some of the technologies that retailers should know about or be learning more about, do you think?
Again, making sure that it's projecting the right image for the retailer, making sure that it looks slim and edgy, but it's durable enough. Making sure that, again, there's commonality to it so that they can move it around the store, they can upgrade it themselves within the store, and then, of course, as always, the experience on the software side has to be very smooth, very self-explanatory. Consumers demand it now. I mean, they don't want any navigation issues. They want it to be A, B, and C, and they're done.
Right, as easy as the technology they're using. Yeah, in other places. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about unified commerce. That's certainly been a strong theme here at the show and kind of going into 2017. If a retailer can achieve that, what kind of benefits do they see, and what kind of benefits does the customer see if they can have a unified commerce approach?
Well, the unified commerce approach, I mean, it doesn't matter, again, where the consumer made the purchase, whether it's outside the store or inside the store. The advantage to the retailer is that they can improve their customer service, but at the same time they have more information about that consumer. They finally know what that consumer is doing online or on their phone or inside the store, and the consumer is a known entity at that point. And though consumers really only want you to know so much about what they're up to, they don't like the big brother effect. At the same time, they do want to know that they are valued. The retailer is taking the time to know at least enough about them that can at least find their transactions in a seamless way, and can make sure that omni-channel is truly omni-channel, and it just simply doesn't matter anymore. And as I may have mentioned earlier, I mean, it hasn't been that way. It's been very choppy. And so unified commerce is really the next horizon for these retailers.
Is this having an impact on payment systems and ways people pay? And if so, what kind of impact is it having?
Very interesting you ask that question, because it's, with us being in the business 25 years, there was always a legacy type of payment solutions that were out there. Now there are so many new revolutionary payment methods, not just the consumer on their phone and Apple Pay and so on and so forth, but there's all types of new technology coming out that fits seamlessly inside the retail store without necessarily having to purchase what I consider to be a legacy device that they normally have purchased. And so it's exciting for the retailer because they can tailor the technology to the true need, and they have more options. At the same time, it puts more onus on the retailer to stay abreast of what's going on in the marketplace, and it's changing faster than I think a lot of the retailers are aware of.
Okay. I was curious what you're seeing in terms of beacons. We've heard a lot about them, and what kind of changes are you seeing with the beacon technology, and what are some of the ways that retailers can use them to their best advantage moving forward?
I'm seeing where the retailers have learned that they've adapted the solution so that it's less invasive, that the consumer is asked less to do less, and that the consumer can still opt in, if they'd like. Clearly getting back to that big brother, being aware of what's going on. Consumers don't like that, and the retailers have learned to make it more intuitive, more, like I said, less evasive, and there's still a great opportunity for beacon technology within the stores, and obviously the fact that those consumers that want to interact with you more can find not only better deals but better service, and of course the retailer will know more about what's going on with that consumer inside the store if the consumer has decided to opt in. So
it's a way to interact with the consumers that are already somewhat engaged with you and want to engage more potentially.
Exactly, that want to be even more engaged with the brand, as you just said. Yes.
All right. Well, I just wanted to finish up and ask, what if there are other technology trends that you're seeing that are enhancing the in-store experience? We're hearing a lot about how stores need to be more experiential and they need to engage with the consumer more. What are you seeing on, either presently or on the horizon in terms of those technologies?
I really believe, what we're seeing is that they are redesigning the stores, and they're moving more and more and more away from centralized point of sale or a wrap desk, and they're trying to make sure that again, wherever that consumer is in the store, they can just deal with their needs, and allowing the consumer to spend, like I may have said earlier, more time enjoying the store and less time having to be processed through the store. They're trying to, the sharper retailers that I'm working with are truly trying to change that process completely, so that the consumer just says, I walked in, it was so simple, and I was right out the door, and they do tell their friends that, and so yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It's fun to work on those projects. It's fun to watch them revamp their stores, and to watch them gain the rewards from doing it.
Well, Brad, thank you so much for speaking with us today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for your time.
All right.